There's a version of a good day that only exists in your mind. A version where everything feels lighter, calmer, less overwhelming. You've probably been there before. The question SZA asks in today's song is, how do you get from the good day in your mind to the good day in your life? And what do you do when the answer is not yet? Welcome to the Weekly Fix. I'm John, a licensed social worker and therapist. And every week we explore one song, one emotional theme, and one clinical breakdown. And today's episode is about the part of healing that nobody posts online. The messy middle. The part where you're trying to get better and still struggling. SZA released Good Days on Christmas Day 2020. A time when a lot of people were isolated, grieving, exhausted, trying to hold themselves together. And into that moment, she released a song about something many people were quietly asking themselves. What if hope doesn't feel available right now? Can I keep going anyway? SZA once describes this song as a mantra, more than a belief. And that distinction changes everything. Because this song isn't about certainty. It's about choosing to keep reaching towards something better, even when certainty never arrives. This episode is for the person doing the work but still struggling. The person who feels guilty for not being further along. The person who keeps overthinking. The person who is tired of carrying their own mind. If that's you, stay with me. Before we talk about the words, let's talk about the sound. Because Good Days communicate something important before SZA even sings. The production feels warm, dreamlike, open, even safe. It's not trying to erase difficult emotions. It's creating room for them. From a nervous system perspective, this song does something rare. It creates safety while making room for sadness. Hope while making room for struggle. Most songs choose one. This song chooses both. Another reason why this song resonates is because it wasn't written all at once. SZA started writing pieces of it years before it released. It evolved over time, across different seasons of life. And honestly, that's what healing looks like too. Not one breakthrough. A series of small pieces that eventually begin to make sense together. People connected with Good Days because it didn't pretend recovery was simple. It spoke honestly about uncertainty. And that honesty felt comforting. Not because it solved anything, because it made people feel less alone. This song isn't primarily about happiness. It's about rumination. The experience of getting stuck inside your own thoughts. Rumination happens when the mind repeatedly returns to the same worries, the same regrets, the same fears, the same unanswered questions. Not because you're choosing to, because your brain believes it hasn't resolved something yet. What makes this song so powerful is it captures the actual experience of healing, not the polished version, the real version. The pattern usually looks like rumination, resistance, exhaustion, a small act of hope, back to trying again. This song is for the overthinker, the person replaying old conversations, the person who feels stuck, the person whose healing isn't linear, And most importantly, the person who still wants to believe things can get better. The central psychological concept in this song is rumination. Rumination feels productive. It feels like problem solving. But it's not. Problem solving moves forward. Rumination moves in circles. The brain believes that if it keeps revisiting a problem, it will eventually discover the answer. But instead, many people become trapped inside the same loop. There are 5 powerful themes in this song. Number 1, the good day exists before the circumstances change. The good day begins internally, not externally. That's an important distinction. Number 2, thoughts are not facts. Many people believe reoccurring thoughts are reality. But a thought is not automatically true just because it repeats itself. Number 3, difficult seasons are survivable. The song repeatedly reminds us that struggle is not proof of failure. It's proof that you're living through something hard. Number 4, acceptance is not giving up. Acceptance means acknowledging reality without allowing it to define your future. Number 5, the present moment still matters. One of the most healing practices available to us is learning to notice what is good today. Not someday, but today. This is the most important idea in the entire episode. There are 2 types of hope. The first is emotional hope. The feeling that things will improve. The second is disciplined hope. The decision to keep moving towards something better, even when the feeling isn't there. That's what SZA is describing in the song. Not hope as a feeling, but hope as a practice. The song also captures something many people miss. What SZA describes isn't peace, it's exhaustion. The emotional fatigue that comes from carrying difficult thoughts for a long time. And if you've experienced that, you're not failing. You're tired. I want to make one distinction very clear. Toxic positivity says, ignore the pain. Focus on the positive. Think happy thoughts. This song does none of that. Instead, it says, the pain is real. The uncertainty is real. And I'm still choosing to believe something better is possible. That's not denial. That's resilience. Here's your reflection questions this week. When you imagine a better version of your life, what are you actually hoping for? And is there a small piece of that already available today? Not the entire future. Just a slither. Here's this week's reframe. Healing is not a destination, it's a direction. You don't need certainty to move towards it. You don't need confidence to move towards it. You don't need to feel hopeful to move towards it. You just need to keep showing up. This week's invitation is simple. Before the day ends, identify one good moment, just one. One conversation, a meal, a walk, a laugh, a moment of quiet. Notice it, name it, let it count. Because good days aren't always entire days. Sometimes they're moments. And sometimes that's enough. SZA wrote this song across multiple years. It came together slowly, piece by piece. And maybe that's why it resonates so deeply. Because healing rarely arrives all at once. It's built, moment by moment, choice by choice, day by day. This has been the Weekly Fix. And this week's fix was SZA, Good Days, and the psychology of rumination, emotional exhaustion, and disciplined hope. If this frequency met you where you are today, follow the show and share it with someone who may need it. And remember, music is like medicine. Here's your fix. This week's intentional listening. Jhené Aiko, Born Tired. For the exhaustion hidden beneath resilience. Her, Sometimes. For navigating uncertainty with grace. Daniel Caesar, Best Part, for reconnecting with moments of joy. Moses Sumney, Doomed, for finding beauty in uncertainty. Sampha, Process, for honoring healing as an ongoing journey. Be sure to click on the link in the description to check out all of our playlists on Spotify. The Frequency Fix is for educational and informational purposes only. This content does not constitute as therapy, clinical advice, or a therapist-client relationship of any kind. If you're struggling, please connect with the licensed mental health professional in your area. If you're in crisis, call or text 988 for immediate support.